So I heard that the ex thought that I was a sucker for love, which, admittedly, I am to a certain extent. I love love, and I always believe the best in people. But the funny thing is, when you are gullible, but you also know you are a child of God, God will protect you in the funniest way. So I was taking a nap earlier and I heard something tell me, like, don't worry, his next will be the lesson that he didn't see coming. So while he thought he was going to come and play with my heart and toy with my feelings and treat me like I'm a stranger, even though he met the next because of revenge, because I broke up with him, if that makes sense. 23, 22, I don't know. I broke up with him so many times I can't even say what the real breakup day is. But we'll say 23 because that's when I had it in my head. But anyways, so the sole mission, the sole purpose of the next was to do him harder than he tried to do me. And of course, feelings and all that stuff, because we're human. And sometimes, if you are a good person, you'll be used in a good way. And you might not even realize it until you're out of it. You're like, wow, this and that. Okay, I made a difference in this person's life. Wow, I made an impact in this and that other person's life. Like, I'll give you an example. A bad situation turned to help somebody else. The 4 days I did in jail, it's a bad situation. I put myself in a situation, 17, 18 years old. But while I was there, I was able to help a lady that was from Spain. She didn't know why she was there. They didn't know what language she was speaking. Just because she had an accent, she spoke Spanish. She didn't speak regular Spanish. So people are too dumb to figure it out. So when I talked to her, she already been there 2-3 days, I think. She was like, I don't know. So I got to help her out, asked for a translator. She got out, I think, the next day. So that's something that, okay, a good person was used for a good purpose in a bad situation. Now, a bad person will be used in a negative way and they don't even know it. And they might not realize it because, unfortunately, the demons and the entities take over their mind. You're either full of drug, evilness, trying to get over on people, that you're so focused on doing your next big thing that you don't even know how or why things happen to you because you're not paying attention. You're too busy doing evil. You don't pay attention. You don't take accountability. You don't reflect. And if you do, it's selfishly, like, oh, this person did this for me. It's like, well, what did you do? But anyway, so in the dream, God said that his next was going to be his lesson for toying or trying to play with me. So even though she asked, I think she just likes to win. I don't think it's about love. Because when you're so full of darkness, I don't know. How do you love somebody, but you constantly cheat on them? You constantly, like, want to one up them and all that jealousy crap. So yeah, she purposely came into his life to take from him when I was giving. So he was taking from me. But the thing about a chosen one or a godly person, spiritual person, Christian, whatever you want to call, God is endless. The devil has limits. He has rules. The demons that he used got rules they got to abide by. They can't cross. If they do, there's consequences. Just like, good karma, bad karma. I actually didn't know that karma could be good until these lessons that I've received this year. But the thing about people trying to be slick, whether they are avoidant, whether they have abandonment issues, especially if they have abandonment issues. Now, he got abandoned by me in 23. So thinking that he found his Bonnie and Clyde where they could do bad and good, or pretend to do good, go to church, pretend to be good people, pretend to be upright. Meanwhile, having dirty sex parties, taking advantage of people, doing way more than just taking advantage of people to the point that it's deadly or dangerous. But it's a high, it's a thrill, it's Bonnie and Clyde type of thing. And she got a BBL, so the people would be like, oh, she looks better, da da da. Meanwhile, the insides are rotting. Because one thing about a person that does evil, the evil will start cooking you from the inside out. You can't hide that. Your breath will stink, your coochie or pee will stink, your penis. Everything will start stinking. Because you're not right. You're not right in the head. You're not right in the heart. You're not right in your soul. Your soul is dark. But I woke up earlier and I just had to laugh because I don't really ask, like, I'm moving on, thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow and my goals and focusing on self-love and self-development. I'm not on that, but it'll just come to me, some things in a dream or whatever. And I was like, oof, that's tough. That's tough because I bet he wishes he would have taken care of the person that actually truly loved him. And but I don't know. Because I don't know what it's like to be a narcissist or have a personality disorder or I do have abandonment issues, but I don't deal with it the way that a negative soul deals with it. I try to find help, counseling, drawing, painting, dancing, cooking. It seems corny to the people that want to be out there in the streets, but that's how I deal. Go to prayer groups and all that stuff. But it's interesting. They say that when you think you're getting away with something and you're doing something that somebody else doesn't deserve, you're trying to be harmful, you kiki kakaing about somebody that's minding their business, they say it comes back to you tenfold. And the funny thing is, I gotta say one more thing, because I've been hearing a lot about destiny swapping and all that stuff. I thought it was just, that was movie stuff. Like I know that the spiritual world and witchcraft and voodoo and all that stuff is real. I've seen it. I know it's real. I don't care what any Christian or whatever says, oh, it's save the Jesus. No, it's real. I give it it's over there. I acknowledge it's real. I just don't deal with it that way. So I will never rehearse or do some spells and like, no. It's good enough knowing that for me, I know that God's got me, and I know that if I stand firm and if I snap out of the confusion, and don't get me wrong, it hurts. Like the boyfriend thing, the ex thing, it's like, okay, that's everyday stuff. You can get over that real quick. But what's hurting me lately is the whole family thing. The betrayal, the lies, the voodoo, the sacrifices, the wanting me to fail, sending me bad, whatever, energies and entities. But the good thing is I woke up. Once you're not confused about it, you acknowledge what it is. It has no power over you. And it doesn't mean that it won't try to attack you. It'll keep trying to attack you. Every time you feel anything, you feel negative emotions, try to find a way to change your atmosphere, your environment, your mind. Or there's times like I let myself cry sometimes. There's times that I cry all week long, sometimes month long, with different situations. I had to give up half of my family, actually all of my family, for 25 years when I took my dad to court for sexually molesting me. Now, unfortunately, he didn't do no time because I didn't know the difference between molestation and rape at 9 years old, 10 years old. But I did enough to hopefully stop him. And when I found out that I didn't stop him and he did it to somebody else, I spoke up again. Unfortunately, those people didn't protect that kid. And I hope that kid knows that by me talking about it, it wasn't to embarrass them. It was because I'm not going to be the one to bury no more secrets. The family does that enough. So I was trying to keep a couple of families around to kind of get information. But unfortunately, the other day, yesterday, I had to cut the last one that was in the circle. Now, the ones out of the circle, I don't believe that they have nothing. They don't have anything to do with all this crap. I don't think they do. So, they're there. But the minute I find out that somebody's giving information back to the circle, they'll be gone too. I have no problem. I think the only cousin that I talked to, well, there's two. There's a girl cousin, and then there's a boy cousin. The rest of the cousins that are on there are just on there. and but they're not part of the inner circle, that demonic, evil ass secret hiding circle. So anyways, but yeah, it's okay to give yourself, you're not weak if you need to cry it out. Life is hard. Life is hard, and some people want to make it harder for you. Or some people think you have it easy because you choose to live right, or you choose to smile more than what they would think you have to. But for those of you who tried to destiny swap with me, you could not handle even a week of what I had to go through in my 46 years. You couldn't handle it. I promise you, you could not handle it. I don't know. It had to be God holding me up at times and guiding my steps. Because there was times I walked into a room full of lions that wanted me gone. But the thing about those type of people, they're like the cowardly lions on the yellow brick road. They're either the straw person, the tin man, or the cowardly lion. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for anybody to take me out in plain sight. But at the same time, I think when you've been through so much, you gotta walk through life like you're ready to go at any time, because at any time you can go. Like, there's people, when I lived in Florida, there was people that the whole house got swallowed up by the ground. Like, boom, people in sinkholes. I remember there was a lady stuck in a hole for like 3 days before somebody heard her screaming. No water, no nothing. She was just stuck there. Luckily, our house slid first or something, where it wasn't like a whole bunch of house on top of her. She was just in this big old hole in Florida. And they found her. She was dehydrated, but she was alive. So that was nothing but the angels keeping her alive. That no snake, no crocodile, no animal went in there and tried to pick at her. Not the crocodiles walk around or alligators walk around like that in Florida. People need to stop being so dramatic. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not, people think, oh, she must not have a heart, she must be a witch, she must be this or that. There's times, like when I was at grandma's house and I saw the uncle that wanted to take me out, my dad, my stepmom, my brother, my sister, all of it was a lot. Especially with the uncle that wanted to take me out and my dad in the same room, and then my stepmom, they can't stand each other, my stepmom and my dad. So I know she was doing that for me at that time, but it was very uncomfortable. I didn't know what that uncle was gonna do. He came around the corner acting like he was a celebrity. He was slow stepping like he was walking the red carpet. I'm looking at him like, okay. Looking around the room, there's a lot of people here, so I'm thinking, he can't take me out here. So I had to go through a lot. But for some reason, people think because I choose to be happy, or I choose to try to live light and bright, and I choose colors instead of light. I'm gonna say colors from now on. Just like the same thing with the black sheep thing. That's starting to get on my nerves. We really need to switch it to golden sheep. I think we need to switch the whole mentality of thinking black sheep to the gold sheep, the golden sheeps. And in my family, because there's a lot of evil, there's a lot of golden sheeps. And I know at least 3 of them. The rest of them claim they're golden. No, you're not. You're a spoiled ass brat that wants too much. That means too much. And just because you don't get the amount of attention you want, you claim to be this or that. But you still have a mommy that'll do anything for you. You still have a dad that didn't touch you. You didn't go through this. Like, get out of here. But stop trying to go after somebody else's life. You don't know. It's just like, I'm not comparing myself to rich people or whatever, but it's just like any artist or whatever. People be like, oh, I wish, or Brianna's so beautiful. Oh, I wish. You don't know what that lady went through to look the way she looked, or act the way she act, or, I won't say Beyonce because she was made. I feel like she was almost factory made, but any of the other people that people are like, oh, I want to be just like, man, you don't know what anybody goes through to be where they're at. All the hard work. Cardi B, people think it's easy. Like, oh, she was just a, hip hop, loving hip hop, and she just got lucky. No, she busts her butt. Same thing with J-Lo. J-Lo's a little bit more fake, but she still busts, like, she still gotta learn the dance moves. She still gotta act like she's singing. I'm sure some of that is her singing, even if she stole most of it from Ashanti. But she still gotta put in work. The rappers, they can't get away with it. If they can't rap, it'll show. But R&B singers, actors, for the most part, some of them get pushed to the front. Yeah, for sure, they get a pass. I'm sure they had to do some stuff for that spot. So my advice is, learn to be the better you, because if you learn to be the better you, you would be loved in such a bigger way. It would surprise you. Because if you attract people, obviously you attract people because something in you says to the other person, like, I'm curious, what's going on? Something about you gets people wondering, I wonder, I like them. And then you try to be someone else, and it just confuses the heck out of that person, because it's like, whoa, what happened? I liked you for you. What happened? Why are you trying to be somebody else? So I think it's funny when somebody tells me, oh, just be you. I'm like, I know a lot of fake people out there, a lot of pretenders. I can't be nothing. That's probably why I get so much hate, or I don't get along with people, because I'm not going to. Sometimes I do have to kind of quiet down because I'm too excited, like, oh, what's this? And people get annoyed, like, they're like, oh, don't. So I do have to tame it down a little bit in different settings. But if I'm comfortable with the person or I know the person, I'm definitely gonna be completely myself. Like, you know. Now, if I haven't seen somebody in a long time, I might be like, some people make me suspicious. So I don't know how to act around them. Like I was in a situation that I didn't know if the person was drunk, high, or this or that. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to say. Like, what's going on? But, you know, if I know the person, if I'm comfortable, I'm myself. I it's you know how tiring it is to I did that for 40 years where I try to like fit in all these boxes, be more professional around white people, be more relaxed around black people, be more Dominican around Dominicans because they think I'm not Dominican enough. Like, it's exhausting. Try harder with my sisters because I wasn't there, and it just gets you used, confused, and abused. And then after you're done with being around people, you're drained. Like, I literally used to have, after my sisters left from visiting me, I needed a week. I had to cancel appointments if I had appointments the next week after they left. I needed a week to woosah and get back to me. Like, it's almost like, just picture, when the cartoons, when they used to have the big bells at the church and somebody stuck their head and then you ding it and they're like, "Da-da-da." It felt like that, but my whole body, after I try to, I hate to call it perform, but I guess that's what it's called. Like, just try to be so I can be more acceptable. The only time I felt free was in high school when I was in the actual school. And so dances, I could be myself then. But I couldn't be myself in all my foster homes. I couldn't be myself with my real birth parents. I could be myself in the DR with my Martinez grandparents. I could be myself with my grandma Sarah. And I could be myself with the kid's godfather before he got married. And I could be myself with a Johnny's dad. Completely. No judgment. I could be myself with my ex-husband. Completely. No judgment. But other than that, I don't think with anybody else, I can't be completely myself. I gotta shut down a little bit of this or a little bit of that. And it sucks. It really sucks. Sometimes I wonder what happens if I just stop trying. If I just say, forget it. If you don't like that I cuss once in a while, forget it. If you don't like that I drink once in a while, forget it. If you don't like that I believe in tarot cards, forget it. If you don't like that I believe in spirituality with Christianity, forget it. What would happen if I just let it flow? I guess, I don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out, but I am getting to the point that I'm just like, I think I am gonna talk to the church that I'm going to and just kind of explain where I'm at. And if they choose to tell me I can't come back anymore, then that'll be that. Now my kids, they're not in all that, so they probably would feel comfortable going without me if that's the case. But I'm getting tired of people putting all these rules and all these boundaries, or no, not boundaries, guidelines on what your faith should be, what your thinking should be like, this is why we're so conflicted all the time, because you can be free and still be godly. You can be free and still have rules. You can be free and still be holy. You can be free and still be godly. So I don't know. I don't know. But these are my confessions. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Share if you care. Like, comment. Bye.